So these are 5 boring Canadian stocks to buy and hold forever, in my personal opinion. As always, this is not financial advice by any means. This, of course, is just my personal opinion and for entertainment purposes only. The first boring Canadian stock to buy and hold forever, in my opinion, is One Ltd, ticker symbol H. So utility stocks are quite boring, but they can be quite effective, especially in the long run. So One Ltd, ticker symbol H, so far is being traded for $49.70 at the time I'm recording this video. The year-to-date growth for this company so far is 12.27%. The 5-year growth is 69.05%, and the all-time growth is 128.51%. The dividend yield for this company is 2.68%, and the PE ratio is 23.77. One Ltd offer dividends on a quarterly basis, and as mentioned before, the yield is 2.67%. According to the dividend chart, as you guys can tell, One Ltd has been growing their dividends since the year 2017 at a fairly steady and consistent growth rate. So, if you're looking for a very boring utility stock that offers both potential for upside growth for the stock price as well as dividend growth and dividend distribution, One Ltd offers exactly that. The next extremely boring Canadian stock to buy and hold forever, in my opinion, is Intact Financial, ticker symbol IFC. So Intact is an insurance company here in Canada that is currently being traded for $269.11 at the time of this recording. Their year-to-date growth is 2.82%, their 5-year growth is 85.44%, and their all-time growth is 697.36%. And as you can tell, the growth curve of this stock has been quite good throughout its history. It also offers a dividend yield of 1.98% as well as a PE ratio of 20.66. Intact offers dividends on a quarterly basis, as you guys can tell, with a payout ratio of 42.94% and a yield just under 2%. This is actually a pretty good stock in regards to both growth of the share price as well as dividends. As you guys can tell from 2015, Intact has been growing its dividends each and every year on a fairly consistent basis. So in regards to a boring insurance stock, it could potentially be a good option for you guys to buy and hold for the long term. Intact Financial Corporation, ticker symbol IFC. Another super boring stock to buy and hold forever is Canadian Utilities, ticker symbol CU. Canadian Utilities is currently being offered for $38.87 per share. The growth year to date so far is 11.54%. The 5-year growth is 16.59%. And the all-time growth for Canadian Utilities is 1,200%. It also offers a pretty good dividend yield of 4.71%, as well as a PE ratio of 23.78. Once again, utilities are nothing flashy, but Canadian Utilities offer a quarterly dividend, and at the number of, as I mentioned before, 4.7% roughly, that's a really good number for the foreseeable future. Now, the payout ratio is a little bit high at 111.63%, so perhaps the dividend might not be sustainable for the next little bit here. But if you look at the dividend chart here, as you guys can tell, for the most part, the dividend has grown since 2015. Now, ever since about 2020, it hasn't grown a significant amount. But if you're looking for a company, a boring company that is, that offers both upside in regards to dividend payouts and growth, as well as share price increase, Canadian Utilities check both of those boxes for the long term. Another boring company to buy here in Canada is Waste Connections, ticker symbol WCN. Waste Connections is, of course, a garbage company, which in my personal opinion is pretty recession proof, because no matter what the economic state is of the world or the economy, you have to throw out your garbage. And this is why Waste Connections to me is a great buy and hold long-term play. At this moment in time, it is being offered for $243.29 cents per share. The growth rate year to date is actually negative at 1.34%. The 5-year price is up 78.63%, and the all-time price for Waste Connections here is over 1,400%. It also offers a dividend yield of 0.71%, as well as a PE ratio to 70.11. So despite the price being down for this year, as I mentioned before, Waste Connections, ticker symbol WCN, offers a quarterly distribution or a quarterly dividend. The payout ratio is 36.95%, and with a yield of 0.71%, there is a good chance that there's going to be some upside in the foreseeable future, as well as the long term, especially looking at the dividend chart here. Since 2017, WCN has increased their dividend every single year at a fairly steady rate. So if you're looking for a pretty boring company that is more or less recession proof, WCN or Waste Connections Inc. offers that potential upside for the long term. Canadian Pacific Kansas City Limited or CP Rail is another boring option for you guys, ticker symbol CP. Canadian Pacific Kansas City Ltd. is of course the rail system. Now, I don't think rail is going anywhere. It is a very efficient and a very commonly used way of transporting goods and materials. The price right now for this stock is $108.27. Year to date, the growth is 4.03%. 5-year growth is actually down 73.73%, with a lot of this drop happening in 2021. And if you look at the max growth right here, it has recovered a little bit since that big time drop. And I think if you're able to hold this for the long term, it could actually pay off over time. It also offers a dividend yield of 0.84%, as well as a PE ratio of 24.12. Canadian Pacific offers a dividend on a quarterly basis. The payout ratio for this is 20.27%. If you look at the dividend chart right here, as you guys can tell, it has grown quite a bit since 2015. The dividend didn't really grow from 2021 to 2024, but this year there is projected to be a growth in the dividend. So if you're looking for a company to potentially bounce back for the long term, buying and holding Canadian Pacific might not be a bad play in that regard. So there you guys go. Those are 5 boring Canadian stocks to buy and hold forever, in my personal opinion. Have a tremendous rest of your day. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section of this video in regards to boring Canadian stocks to buy and hold forever, and I'll see you in the next one.